Yeah, here let me break it down. Yeah, I'm gonna make it now. Give me some time and you'll see me up on stage somehow. I'm working every day, I'm working hella late. I'm working cause it's worth it. Once you make it, then you play. Yeah, I'm never slowing down, I'm gonna own this town. Live by the saying that your time is lost but never found. Let's go another round, make them give up the crown. Nah, I ain't playing, man, I'll take it, so just give it.
Well, hello there. It's time to jump right back into it. Here's hoping that we can make ourselves a wonderful Cid as well. So in the last one, we continued all the way from Garuda, making up to her, fighting her, defeating her in her semi-prime state, and then later we find that she went full prime, to where she became Garuda herself. Garuda came after us, and we started chasing after the hooded figure, the second dominant of fire. Make it over there, defeat Garuda, and then it takes Cid to prime into Ramu to take us out as Ifrit. And then chains us up. We start talking about how we're feeling sorry for ourselves because we just found out that we're the second dominant of fire. We are Ifrit, who essentially killed Joshua. We go out to help Gav because he was looking for the second dominant for us. All kinds of weird stuff happens. We end up saving Gav before it's too late and whatnot. Come back. We meet up with Jill. She's finally cool enough to, well, talk. She's done resting. She's healed up. So then we go with her back to the town. We meet up with Lady Hannah, who was Lord Murdoch's wife. Learn a little bit about what happened to Rosaria during the whole time skip. She gives us our old father, Lord Elwyn, our father's old clothes. And we meet a lot of the Branded, specifically Branded who were from Rosaria. And we learned a lot about the duchy, how they had a thing where if a Branded or a bearer was to lose their master, that they would be going directly to the duchy themselves, basically. So the mayor of the town claimed that all of them belonged to Clive. And he was asking them to take them. And right at the end, he was like, I need to take these people back to the hideaway so that they'll at least be safer. He goes over to the tower and he sees the hooded figure, starts chasing after him. They go into the tower essentially right there, through the Phoenix Gate, so that they can get some answers. He goes through because of the power that he took from the Phoenix. Goes through this whole gauntlet of fighting ancient technology, fallen technology. Goes all through, gets to the end of a trial, and he sees a mural on the wall and begins to start fighting himself, essentially. He fights Ifrit, who is him, learns all about it, comes to terms with it, goes back, gets out. He's like, alright, this is who I am, and I need to make do with that. And while I'm alive, I might as well make myself useful. Like Cid said. Heads back to the town. He's like, alright, we need to tell these people to go to the hideaway. As soon as he arrives, it's a shit show. Fire everywhere. The mass is dead. People are just trying to kill everyone. Everyone's basically dead. He takes them all out. Gav comes over and he's like, crap. We came to try and help him out. Trying to see if we can get him somewhere safe. But it looks like we're too late. He's like, Gav, we want to help. We're gonna help Cid. Can you take care of this town? So the other ones from the hideaway start preparing burials for everyone. Goes through all that. They return. They talk about Cid. We're gonna join your plan. He's like, well, I guess it'll go a lot easier with some fire and ice. Here's the plan. We're gonna go destroy a mother crystal. They're like, haha, good joke. What's the plan? We're gonna destroy a mother crystal. What the? They go through this whole thing, sneaking into the Empire, which happens to be going on a conquest arc. to take more land because the Blight's coming in and it's going to start taking over to where they won't be able to provide for their own people. They sneak in thanks to the help of the Dame. During this whole interchange and whatnot, while waiting for everybody to regroup, we learn a lot more about how bearers are treated in the Empire, and it's not good. Finally, they make their way. They sneak through, get down into the Undercroft to make their way towards the Mother Crystal. And they just see all these people, these guards trapped down there, and they're Akashic, where they're just so suffused with Aether that they've essentially become monsters. Fights their way through them, goes down, make it to the crystal. Sid destroys it by turning into Ramu, and boom, out pops Typhon. Sid's able to push him back, but not before Typhon's able to grab our reality, our soul, for lack of a better term, into the void. Pulls us through, we fight him as Ifrit. We are able to defeat him, make our way out, only to find that Ultima has come and is trying to claim our body, Clive. A bunch of crap goes down. The hooded figure reveals themselves as the Phoenix, the dominant of the Phoenix. Our boy's Joshua's back. He encases Ultima in fire, and Ultima's like, "You cannot destroy me." He's like, "You're right. I know that this is just a temporary body for you, so that's not what I'm gonna do, but I will protect my brother." And then at the last second, Ultima's like, "These aren't flames of destruction." And Joshua just absorbs Ultima into him. And you could see him just like coughing out blood, similar to how Sid was. Sid's just at the end dead. He forces Clive to take the power of Ramu, or some of his essence, essentially. They all pass out. Then we have another time skip 5 years later into the future, where we're into the Dhalmekian area. Now, Clive's calling himself Sid, going through to try and save some people, using the powers of Ramu to convince people that he is in fact Sid. And everyone's just so mad, like, why are you doing these things? You aren't helping, you're hurting us. And Jill just wants to say something, but Clive is like, well, Sid now is like, it's okay. We knew that things were gonna get worse, so that they can get better. They'll need some time, we just need to keep pushing through as we can. And then we make it back to the new hideaway, which is actually a fallen airship in the middle of the ocean. So let's see how things go from there. Home sweet home. Let's see, that's player save, autosave. I chose the player save. Home sweet home, speak with Otto.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
Of course.
Welcome back, Sid. Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Otto will want to know what happened in Costness. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Go, no.
Sid!
Staying long this time?
Probably not. Oh, there's everything over there. This is pretty cool. The training bits.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Yes, Captain.
I'll let
Gee,
the
there's
others
a
know.
name now. Not sure.
You're wondering what this new board behind me is, aren't you? All in good time, my fearless friend. All in good time.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be.
Is that
And I'm
Sid's
sure
goal?
she has her reasons.
And that's also something. You can see now that since he's claimed to be Sid, he had his brand removed.
I learned something new. You'll be the first to know. Now off you go.
Vivian.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Flashback.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion.
Ah! Cursed. Oh, must this thing happen so early? Let's see. Okay. Let's see if that's better now.
Yet, in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even. Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Holmes.
Ah, my favorite pupil. One would think.
My will was abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it's only by understanding what has come before that one might steer towards a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Nine Tails as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice.
What about coming to the hideaway?
I admit.
When I took up the professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canberra, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life. And we both know how that ended. Hasn't it been a year already? Such is the peril of overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to my rescue, my curiosity would have likely proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease on life, as personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
than anything in the academic world, I assure you.
The Crystalline Dominion.
My beloved homeland.
The crossroads of Elysia, where one only has to stroll the streets to hear news of every far-flung corner of the realm. Its mother crystal yields more shards than any other. Across its lands even now remain untouched by the blight. It is a blessed country indeed.
Or at least, it was.
Until Sambrek elected to evade and establish a new holy capital upon Twinside's heretofore neutral shore. It pains me to see the land I love so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him.
I do wish our lawsman would consider acquiring some more contemporary volumes. I tire of the classics.
Ha. Okay. Wait. I'll look at that later. Let's go turn this book. Wrong way.
Hither yon dance autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
I am a tinker by trade, but I've always been fascinated with the art of healing.
If only there were a salve to mend a broken engine.
Old Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
Oh, that's great. I like the how to call it? Let's say references to the continuity of Final Fantasy.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
On Gods and Men, a heavy leather-bound tome containing the findings of one Anaximander of Canberra, a renowned theologian who spent most of his life chronicling Balestea's diverse religious history.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Good old tomes.
How good it is to see you, Clive. Look around you.
Well, it is a far cry from the Imperial Library in Oriflamme. In 5 short years, we've amassed more volumes than most men or women might hope to see in their lifetime. No longer are the tales they contain hidden away from all but the privileged. We have liberated them, that they might fill the minds of all who hunger for knowledge.
Still,
there is much more out there, and as long as I draw breath, I shall continue to gather what I can.
Why?
One day, a chronicle of your own adventures might even grace these shelves, or failing that, lore.
It has been difficult, certainly.
When Titan visited his wrath upon us on that dreadful night, we lost much. He robbed us not only of our home and our loved ones, but of that which Cid fought fiercest to preserve. Our hope. Hope that we might never have found again had you not taken his name and become our light in the darkness.
Had you not led us here?
To Benamir and the Invincible, where among the ghosts of the fallen, our journey can continue. Here in the belly of the Leviathan, untouched by the passing of 1,000 years, does our hope burn brighter than ever. And here may it burn for 1,000 more.
Tet and Crow.
I still remember.
The day I first met Tet and Crow, chasing their father about the hideaway one moment, clinging to their mother's kirtle the next. The twins' love for their parents was something to behold, so fierce and pure. When they passed, I feared the void they'd left in the child's lives could never be filled. Neither spoke nor smiled for years, hiding themselves away here in the shelves to bury their sorrows in the leaves of these tomes.
And thank goodness they did.
For I believe the stories that proved a welcome distraction, as over time their pain faded. Now they laugh and frolic as they once did, if not with more vigor. They remind us that no matter how deep our wounds, we all have the capacity to heal. And that happiness lost may be found again.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. Now this, I believe you will find most interesting. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Thanks, Jones. Taria?
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Have we any more knuckle pies?
Oh, sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocobo in the stew.
Same. To marinate your chocobo, prepare a hen by draining blood and removing both head and feet. Offal, particularly the heart and liver, should be set aside for later use. Stir into a deep bowl watered wine, preferably the red variety. Honey, salt, pepper, nutmeg, and any other seasonal savory herbs if you so desire. Add to the bowl the dressed bird and let it lay in a dark room for a single turn of the sun. Break the breastbone and ready your force. Meat thusly. Chop together the heart and liver of the chocobo and mix it with the crumb of a stale barm and pepio or cupo nuts soaked in boiled cream, beaten mace, and as much thyme as will lie on a kilpenny and fill the bird, but not overly so. Lard the breast with boar bacon and spit the bird, tying it. At both ends, let the force meat not spill onto the coals. Roast until the skin is golden brown, taking care to baste regularly with drippings. Okay. Nice.
Our terms. Hide away.
Well, I should be getting back to it. Unless you'd rather...
Unless you'd rather what?
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Could be.
Well, don't just stand there gawping.
Karen.
They won't hear me complaining.
It's even roomier than the old one was. Got my own stores, my own little counter. And thanks to you lot fighting a good fight, plenty of demands for me wares.
The only drawback
is the constant bloody racket. If not for Doris and Otto barking their orders, it's Blackthorn and Bardolph banging away day and night.
Still,
if a pain in the earhole's the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome. Then Kupka's lot turned up. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere. There was a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries. Try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that, come what may. It will save us.
Go on then.
I promise, Karen. Channeler's Whispers. Maintaining an ethereal charge can prove as deadly to a bearer as unleashing the magic itself. These earrings are believed to assist in the channeling of Aether by reducing the amount drawn from the body and augmenting it with ambient Aether from the environment. Automatically charges magic spells and maintains the current charge until cast. Accessory effect will not trigger unless the ability charge magic is earned. Oh, that's nice. So I can charge it to Fyro just over time and then use it. Crimson Tassels. Crimson is the color of blood that feeds my rage. Traditional battle invocation. Increases limit break generation by 3% when dealing damage. Cobalt Tassels. Cobalt is the color of the blade that feeds my pain. When increases limit break generation amount by 6% when taking damage. And then all these. Golden Testament. A beautifully illuminated scroll containing the writings of the tongueless prophets Yevol, who is believed to have spread the gospel of Gilbard the Lender across the southern storm. Increases skill. Nice. Increases XP. Wages of Warcraft. It is said that in his 70 years as a combat trainer, Rasset the Younger saw to the training of over 10,000 soldiers, focusing on the efficiency over brute strength. Fortunately, before he passed, he dictated his learnings to one of his acolytes so that future generations might partake in his wisdom. Increases AP earned in normal encounters. That could be nice. Lovely dog. Into the mire. Ooh, elixir. Restores all HP.
Come again. Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Can't do one AP one.
Clive, you're back. You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you? We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Oh, perhaps you'd be interested in some new accoutrement. Gear.
Good old goats. He's a good guy. Awaken! Blackthorn.
Clive. Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, a decent anvil. An apprentice who knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is alright and all, thanks to Sid's old bellows. The gods only know how to keep the coals hot enough out here on the mere without them. Not with bloody crystals, that's for sure. I reckon you won't find a forge like this one anywhere else in the Twins, and I count myself lucky to work it. Thanks for keeping me on. If you need anything, you give us a shout.
You've forgotten already? Because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the arse getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those of us who put our old hideaway together.
Still.
I don't mean I intend on doing it again.
So, what'll it be?
11 volts. 85. Nice. Still can't upgrade anything to +3. So my gear's basically as good as it's gonna get. I can go for the 11 volt though. From heaven on high, far did his bolt fall to deliver justice. Iconomachy, Book of 11, 420.
What is it?
Oh, this takes the flame tongue to do. You know what? Oh, it's just constantly upgrading. I didn't notice that the first one took the storm cry. Alright, might as well.
No scratches, right?
That's pretty cool. I like that. The icon blades just keep getting stronger for each aspect that I get.
Off limits. That means you.
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal or a bearer before I came here, I'd have taken you for a madman. But no, here it is.
The secret's in the bellows, you know.
They're Master Sid's own design. The other Master Sid.
The other Master Sid.
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you. I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
It'll be your responsibility to take care of him. Make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
Trunk will have to be replaced.
Nearly half the crates were lost to bandits.
But half weren't, and their contents will see us through the season.
That's good. But half weren't, and they'll see us through the season.
Charlie says I can't go and play until I finish my sums.
Well, then hurry up and finish them. We need 3 for curling geese.
Ah, Sid. We were just about to start our next lesson. You're welcome to join us. But be warned, I tolerate absolutely no tomfoolery.
Thanks, Shirley.
Good day to you, Sid.
Good day to you.
Can't catch a wink with all the clamour in the hall. The atrium's quiet this time of day.
The lawsman says I can borrow as many books as I can carry. This was all I could carry.
That's great.
Go on. Eat up. You won't grow fat pecking at hay.
What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you? Of course you aren't. You're a changed man now. We both are.
Of course.
Sid, what's the special occasion?
You're welcome to join us for a spell, if you think Jill won't mind.
Ha. There we go. Loot.
Goblin coin, goblin what?
I don't know. Kind of hoping the blade would be a little bit more. Well, a little bit more. It is what it is. It's still a good blade.
No one works longer or harder than our Otto. You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
Good for you.
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
I had some help, but it was mostly luck. The others weren't so lucky.
Compendium of Rosarian Verse. The rills run red with brave men's blood, and to the talons flow in the flood, then out to sea. But those same souls whose souls are touched by flames and phoenix claws are clutched, and ne'er shall die. So dry thine eyes, thy groom is gone, but in thy babe his light lives on, and so shall he. Nice. Although I think the die in the middle one could have, probably could have been different. Something that rhymed better with the E and the C. Lore. Treatment diary.
The day Clive visited the infirmary to have me dress a laceration on his left forearm, I cleaned and stitched the wound and instructed him to rest the arm so that it could heal. But not an hour later, he was leaving on another mission. This must be the 100th time he's disobeyed my instructions. The next time he comes to me for treatment, I'm tying him to the bed.
Kinky.
As a rule, Gav only resorts to letter writing when there's trouble. That, or he's misplaced the Stolas. Let's hope this time's the exception.
Here, some curial root tea for the pain.
Yeah.
Here for another of my lectures.
The State of the Realm.
What is it that you wish to learn?
The State of the Realm. By speaking with Vivian in the Hideaway's map room, Clive can view the state of the realm and learn more about the current going-ons in Valisthea. Revisit any of the Nine Tales past lessons, or take a deeper look at the relationships of those individuals in Clive's orbit.
Allow me to educate you.
I like how it says it down there. The Grand Cass Simulation Map. Past lessons.
Study it well, Clive.
The Situational Map. Here you can view a detailed overview of the current and past events relevant to Clive's story that updates as you progress through the main scenario. Use the L and R button to cycle through the pivotal milestones in Clive's adventure.
Rosaria Marches.
Oh, nice. This goes through everything. From when I started as a youngling. What's this?
The Iron Kingdom.
I'll probably have to go through everything else later.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Thank you, Master Ninetales. Alright. This way.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Loot! Goblin corn. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, what's this? Wall of Memories. The Oath. The Oath, created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Cid. This crystal shard, transfixed with twin daggers, is a powerful reminder of the promise made, friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. That's all we got. Hello, Jill.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Of course. The Reading Table. Reports, letters, and other important missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the Reading Table in his chambers. New messages are always arriving, so make it a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the Hideaway. The Republic's Play.
The Republic army marches on the Empire, the twin side, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you're done to wear upon my return.
I'll see you're done to wear upon my return.
Gav.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the Hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Cue the credits. Meanwhile, the Northern Territories. Excuse me.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
Not Martha. The Gathering Storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
If something has happened to Martha, we need to speak with Otto.
Yeah. Just had to make sure there wasn't loot up, you know. Okay, I got worried for a second.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
It's not that I don't trust Cole to do his bit, you understand? It's that I don't trust the Empire to show any of us any mercy if we get in their way.
Of course, Otto.
Martha is a survivor. We'll find her.
Yes.
And how may I assist you today? How may I help you today? Thus ends today's lesson.
Whatever. Okay, let's see. I have 800 points. I want to get this. 2,300. So it's gonna be a minute. Alright, so I don't need to worry about that. Flames of Rebirth. Yes, I need that. And did I get a new thing? Burning Blade. Nope, I did not. Alright. Sounds good. Oh, subquest. Down there. Okay, there we go. Alright.
Clive, is everything all right?
Everything will be. Everything will be.
Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Cock and ball. Unless, of course, someone finds you some pitch.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative.
And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Quest accepted. Cock and ball. Yeah. Martha's Rest and 3 reads. Let's hover over to 3 reads first, but okay, yep. Boom, 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 boom. Chop, chop, chop. Oh, just me and you today, buddy? Oh, no, there's Jill.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth. Now.
Collateral flames ×2. Enemies slain. The spoils of war. Hey, pitcher wax. A sticky substance found in the pitcher of a carnivorous plant which thrives in the Rosarian lowlands.
I can't imagine Herbalist needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Yeah. The Martha's Rest now.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Found her. I'd rather know what
Let's get you to a physica, shall we?
I'm sorry. I think I twisted something.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Quest accepted. Dark clouds gather. Bah. Alright. Hopefully we're not too late.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Going down.
If those horses touch.
Dash, 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 dash. I can't go through water.
Look. Up ahead.
Martha.
Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Be safe, Martha.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
I don't have time to deal with you.
But ironically, we do have time to change this. Alright, yeah. No, don't eat it. How do I move it here? Add a shortcut. There we go. Dash, 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 dash.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
The hell with all of you? Enemy slain. Too easy.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Quest complete. Dark clouds gather. Ooh, what's that? I got 10 of it. Well, let me check. Breath of the Wind. Gouge. Cooldown time. Nice.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive. The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Matt to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive.
He ain't surviving no more.
He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest, but the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix Jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Quest accepted. Release. Hey, I got 5 more of those things. Or no, I will get 5 more of those things. Perform the casting and return to Martha's Rest. Make for Riddick Jump. Sorrow-wise, actually, hold on.
The fork to the drawbridge is back the way we came. It's where the abbot would have gone himself, had he not.
Okay. Yiders. I need to get better at consulting the map earlier. An Arahan. Arahan. Rank C. Bounty. Notorious marks. Every now and then, Clive may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. While flight is always an option, defeating these notorious marks can earn him not only renown, but also rare materials that may be used to craft new gear or upgrade existing items.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Go
slow.
Ow. Yeah. Crap. Get back here. No. Don't heal. Mother trucker, really?
That's better. Too slow.
Ow.
To me, boy. Nice try.
A little bit more. Done. Get down. Yeah. Get down. Get down. Let's finish this. Notorious Mark slipping. Oh, nothing rare. Kinda sucks that I got out of range.
You didn't see that coming.
Think he saw Stogel? Of course he did. He's a floating eye. Bloody hide.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Onward.
Man, that sucks. Especially how they knew things were gonna get worse. But it's like, you don't really want to think about how it's gonna get worse, and you always hope that it's never too far. Alright, stupid beast. Poison strikes. Explode! At that point, I basically just did it for the LB. But yeah, it's like, you try to do the best thing you can. You know things are going to be hard.
Founder.
You know things are going to get harder. You just hope that it's something you can bear. Or at least something you think you can bear. Because despite what we think, we can always bear so much more than we believe ourselves capable to. And unfortunately, the world has its way of showing these to you.
I'm glad Martha's safe, both for her sake and the town's. This place wouldn't be the same without her.
Such as finding out just simply just how much loss.
Killed my bear. I
I was about to give him my sword.
We'll return to the hideaway as soon as we've finished our ministrations.
Of course.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumours started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Quest complete. Release. Man, Martha was talking so fast when she said, need some swords, need some men, preferably big ones. And I was gonna be like, big swords or big men? Anyway. Knowing Martha, she'd be like, yes.
Those poor souls died to give me a chance to save others. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain. What in the world is going on?
If you don't mind, Sid, I'd like to stay here with Martha. Just until she finds someone to guard the rest, that is.
Arthur's a stout soul, all right. Anyone else would be out cold after what she's been through.
Okay, so I've already read that. That hasn't changed.
It all happened so fast. They were attacking everyone.
Bastards.
Yep. Yeah.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Try not to move.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass me by!
You again.
You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? 'Cause a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos. Fighting bandits.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now they're back, looking to settle the score. Well, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
White-winged one. Go and help the flock of chocobos? Alright.
Alright.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. I give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
I have a feeling that's our girl. From the beginning. The white chocobo who saved our life, who probably is missing an eye.
Whiteheart is the pride of Rosaria. You mustn't let those bastards lay a finger on that noble bird.
Three reeds.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind.
Ambrosia, that was it.
Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
White chocobo opinion.
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
I see you casting magic. Explosion! Get down. I'm the hero. Curses. Ow.
Bet you're all ready.
That's not what I meant, but okay. Ow. I thought I had that one. Yeah.
It's over.
Nice little ping on the behind.
You're safe now. White Hart, I presume.
That is Ambrosia.
Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be.
It's our girl.
Ambrosia. It is you.
She's okay.
You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
He's gonna come back with a saddle watch. Told you. She's got an eye patch now.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
You really came a long way.
You take care of the flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Quest complete. The White-Winged Wonder. Ambrosia's okay. Ambrosia's tack. A bespoke saddle and blinders worn by Clive's childhood chocobo. Ambrosia. Oh, I can't quit. Displayed in Clive's chambers. Chocobo unlocked. After 18 long years, Clive has finally been reunited with his faithful steed. Hold R3 while in the field to summon Ambrosia, and X to mount the chocobo.
Let's go.
When you ride alone. Let's go, girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Dash. Looks like there's nothing left here. We can go like that.
Thanks, girl.
You punks. Ruining my time with my oldest companion. Alright, now let's return. To the hideaway.
Where's Gav?
I need to go back down. Going down.
Finish with that log.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Huzzah.
Ugh! Reeks like a chocobo's arse. But I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the Blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
Margo. Cock and Bull. Level up. Badge of Might +1. More attack level.
Yeah, Sid. How is it I never see you on the ferry? Ah, forget I asked.
Put that on real quick. $12.87.
Depending on who you ask, this lake was either formed when one of the fallen cities plummeted from the sky, or when a giant worm dug a lair for itself. My guilt is on the latter.
We have a ladder? Going up.
Gav should be back by now.
Good to know.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
Hell yeah.
4 Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the 7 High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Otto's counter is now open. New facilities. The following hideaway facilities are now available. Alliance Reports, The Patron's Whisper, The Hunt Board. All three are located near Otto in the mess.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
I hear there's trouble in those areas. That broom's as ragged as...
So Mather's all right.
Yep. Others weren't so lucky, though.
Hi, there you are, Kupo. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this, Kupo.
The Hunt Board. It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Kupo. I knew that already. And that's why I need your help. As I need not remind you, Kupo, I am the mightiest of all the Muggles. No fiend or of the forest or anything else. So I need you to slay them all, Kupo.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Oh, thank you, Kupo. It's so good to have found somebody who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here then and keep an eye on all the billets so that the posts are on board. So if there's anything you need to know, Kupo, I'm your Moogle. The Cursebreakers just says, don't just tack up any old rumors to this board, you know. They take great pains to verify every little detail, Kupo. So don't go letting all your hard work go to waste, Kupo. Don't you let them down.
Reports of fiends terrorizing the countryside are posted to the Hunt Board in hopes that fearless heroes, such as Clive, will take it upon themselves to hunt down and slay the notorious marks. Hey, I did this one. Man. Angel of Death. Clearview. And Belphegor at Broken Hills, Rosaria.
Clive! Oh, same old.
Otto's got me riding through the reports coming in from our allies and picking out what problems you're dealing with now and what could be saved for later. It was still in the early days back in the old place, so I could just about handle the job myself. State of the world now, though, I need Dee's help to sift through it all. And that's just the sifting. Actual solving of any of these problems is a whole other headache. Cursebreakers take the urgent stuff, but we're still waiting for volunteers to handle the rest.
So,
if you ever find yourself at the loose end, well, you know where to find me. So much happened since that night. Feels like a lifetime ago. But we'll never forget those who didn't make it. Kenneth, Martel, they're still with us in our hearts.
And Sid?
When I found out he was gone, I thought that was it for us.
He's still with us too.
With us and in you. He took his name and gave us hope when we had none. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is, don't be a stranger, eh? Hideaway ain't nothing without its Sid.
Here you go. Think you can help?
Nope.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Business is busy.
On top of my regular duties here at the Whisper, Otto has piled on countless other tasks, from transcribing and sorting Stolas reports to penning the needful missive. Not that I'm complaining, mind. I enjoy writing, and have ever since I have learned my letters from Jara back in the old hideaway. I won't claim to have been its best student, though. That honor goes to Shirley.
Still.
I'd like to think Jara would be proud of me too, while he's still with us today.
Words are immortal.
They live on in others, and if the words are your own, so too will you. Do you know who told me that? It was Jara, in our last lesson before Titan came. It stayed with me ever since his passing, and inspired me to become what I am today. I imagine we survivors all have a story like that, of someone who remains with us, even though they're gone.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Completing side quests will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Visit Desiree at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway's Mess to view current renown level and accept donations available. Oh nice, that's what it is. Talk of the Tea House. Your merry band of outlaws and all its dashing deeds of daring do are all the talk amongst the ladies of the court. We have gathered together several items of worth that you might continue your gallantry. Heart struck a dowager.
All yours.
Yeah. Nice.
Our order is one built on pride, but that does not mean we are too proud to give thanks where thanks is due. We have failed Martha once, but never again. The blood axes.
You earned this.
Then at 85, I'll get a berserker. That sounds cool.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Thanks, dude.
Doesn't sound like anybody's.
That broom's as ragged as it goes. I hear there's trouble in those areas.
There's trouble everywhere.
I think it's alright to touch him.
What do you need?
Take you, check out my sword.
Anything else?
Negative.
How much water can a flower drink?
About as much as a bothersome boy.
It won't be long now, Martel. You'll try your apple soon enough. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy.
It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
Fruits of her labor. Take the fruits to the curse bringers? Why not?
I'm sure they'll be pleased.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
Oh, it feels so good. Well, not really, but you know.
Martell would have wanted the curse breakers to be the first to try our apples. I'm sorry to put you to the trouble, Sid. But thanks.
It's not the
Experimental record. Bohu Mill, head botanist. Mixed equal parts first-rate vineyard hummus from Galtan's bales with deadland soil. Of the 6 cuttings planted therein, 2 survived to flowers, only to wither and die within a sennight. Even the amalgamated with the finest imperial loam, the blighted earth is still affecting a nutritional deficiency. It might be remedied with some further source of nourishment, saltpeter or potash, or the dung of a racing chocobo. This shall be the subject of my next round of experiments. Ah, he's trying to give life back to the soil. That's nice. Foundations of the Lithian botany. Morbol tendrils. After excising from the trunk, dry for 3 to 5 turns of the sun until brittle to the touch. Grind in a mortar and add to warm coral milk to remedy gout, melancholy, and moon sickness. Caution. Recommended when harvesting, as the host may grow disquieted. Yep. That's cool though. It's like the rest of the world is just so ready to give up on the blighted part of the world, the blighted parts. In this little hideaway that have been shunned everywhere else. I've come here and they're trying to make the best of it. They're trying to revitalize it.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
It would explain Blackthorn's foul mood. All that pounding must be splitting his skull.
Oh, it's probably... probably one of the best things about this.
That broom's as ragged as ghosts.
There's so much darkness in this world, but you can still see little seeds of hope growing in this place especially.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here, courtesy of Martell.
Martell apples. A basket of Martell apples, grown and picked by Cormac for sample by the hideaway residents.
Martell. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Others weren't so lucky, though.
It's so beautiful.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, make Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Can't remember the last time I had fresh fruit. Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Them old apples were enough to curdle your gut. But these beauties are as sweet as you like.
I'll have to pay the boys down in the backyard a visit to tell them thanks.
That's so beautiful.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Everyone's just looking for the little piece that they can change. Everyone's looking for the little help that they can do. And she stuck through it. Even when she's not here to reap the rewards. It's so sweet. The apples, I mean.
The Cursebreakers sent their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martell.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martell. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martell lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martell. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Quest complete. The fruits of her labor. Martell's apples, displayed in Clive's chambers. A basket of slightly stunted, somewhat sweet apples grown from the blighted earth, thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martell. May she rest in peace.
Still, we'll grow something worth eating one of these days. And when we do, you'll have the first pick.
Martell.
Just look at her. Isn't Martell in fine fettle? And what about young Boppymill here? He's got some work to do if he wants to catch up with his brother Kenneth.
He's named all the different planets after the friends he's lost.
Yeah. This tunnel here pulls the black from the lake water and renders it pure. You'll have to ask Mid if you want to know how it works, though.
Filtration system, that's pretty cool. Damn. I didn't think I'd like this game as much as I did. Look at the kids with Torley. Oh. Ambrosia's Stack, a saddle and blinders crafted specifically for Clive's childhood chocobo, Ambrosia. Even after being separated from her master, the noble steed served the people of Rosaria in his stead, protecting the defenseless from the merciless, just as a good shield should. It's so beautiful. My eyes are all watery. I'm feeling it again. This is good, but at the same time, it's not good. Bird by any means.
Forgive my insistence on writing you these silly letters. Would that we had more time to speak to each other in person, but for every day we spend together it feels as though we must suffer another two apart. I am gladdened to hear your most unexpected reunion with Ambrosia, or should I say Whiteheart. You told me once how your chocobo sacrificed herself to protect you that night at the Phoenix Gate, and here, so many years later, we find she has spent her life doing exactly the exact same thing, defending others. Some things never change, do they, Clive?
A bird by any other name. It's so beautiful. I gotta save before I forget. About 600 more to go. Okay, go this way. Boom. Okay. Oh, it looks like I have to go to this next part of the story. It's probably because of what's going on in the overworld, the whole war and whatnot. Hawk's Dry Cliff, southern Rosaria. From these heathered highlands, one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle and everything else in between. Southern Rosaria.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodlines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Pay me no mind, Choco Bro. I just wanted the loot. There's a plant right there I can fight. It looks like there's another.
Careful!
Hey yo, what's that? Weird. Alright. Time to bust off all the rust. Let's do this. Take it off.
Nice try. Too slow. Ow. Nice try. Help me, boy. Thanks, boy.
Okay, I suck. I still need to get a lot better at using ramen. Pay no mind to me, Burbs. Torgal, you did good. Come here. Stop running away from me. Let me love you.
You were right, boy.
Good boy. What's that? Uber.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her.
that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price.
Night terrors. One of these days I'm gonna have to farm Gil and just go collect every single one.
Keep to the roads now.
Excuse me. But what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin.